Hey everybody, sorry, my watch beeped and said I was live. I'm like, I know I'm live. Hey, just wanted to come and give you guys a quick little hands-on the BROLY, Super Saiyan BROLY event exclusive coming to New York Comic-Con in just a couple weeks, less than a month, like 3.5 weeks. We'll be in New York. If you're gonna be in New York, make sure to stop by and say hi. But just wanted to show off this amazing figure. I know BROLY is it's a huge fan favorite for everybody, just because, you know, who doesn't love this big hulking beast of a man? Or I guess he's not a man; he's a Saiyan. So just wanted to kind of show off some of the coloring. It's very different looking than any of the other BROLYs. I know sometimes when there is kind of like a repaint, it's like, is it really that much of a change? This one has a very, very different color scheme than the last ones. The hair is super good. It's kind of like a real muted yet shiny blonde. It's something we haven't seen in an S.H.Figuarts, and it does look really, really good. You got the armor, you have the skirt, the ear, you have all of the cool accessories, and I'm super happy with how the coloring is on this guy. He will be available at New York Comic-Con. Hopefully, we'll be able to put the pricing up on the screen for you because I didn't bother to look before I came. I think I know the price, but I don't want to say the wrong price and everyone will get all mad at me. But what's really cool and what separates him is this aura effect. And of course, since BROLY is a much bigger Saiyan than your Gokus, your Vegetas, your Trunks and all of that, they had to have actually like a special stand. So this stand is actually 2 parts. So it's your typical height of a stand, that you would have behind all of your other Saiyans, and then they built this base plate here, and the base plate really gives it that height that it needs to be with BROLY, and just kind of continues it, because BROLY not only is taller, he's wider, so he needs he needs a little more space for his space flare there. Yeah, the power up effect on the aura is great. Comes with 2 extra sets of hands, 2 other faces. We have, of course, the neutral face. But if we all know BROLY, we're gonna get a lot of play out of that angry face, or that power up face, that mad face. So yes, this is one of my favorite exclusives we've done. The New York Comic-Con seems to get really, really good ones, because last year it was that Goku Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue, and that might be one of my favorite figures from Tamashii Nations. It was great. They did offer it on Premium Bandai afterwards. Same thing with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. They offered it at Premium Bandai afterwards. Right now, this is simply a New York Comic-Con exclusive, so we have nothing to report on if it's going to appear on Premium Bandai or not. Your best bet is to follow at Bandai Collect and at Tamashii Nations. If there is an announcement, and at _Premium Bandai. If there is an announcement, that they'll be there first. We'll try to give you as much notice as you can. If you remember at San Diego Comic-Con for those exclusives, if you followed our streams, we're able to give you kind of like a 5-minute warning. So if you see anything from New York Comic-Con, any stream that says something about, like breaking news or, exciting announcement or something like that, I'd tune in for that, just so you can get the first grabs on it. I know a lot of the people that were in the chat for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives were very excited to have kind of like a 5-minute warning, so they were able to get their figures super easy and super fast before all the e-blasts went out, all the social posts, all of the crazies went out, and thousands and thousands of people flocked to the website and stuff. Someone mentioned the box. I love this box as well. BROLY is of course always going to be associated with green. This one's kind of like a mint green, almost like a mint chocolate. Oh no, BROLY fell over. It's all right. That's what happens when you're live here. So the box is really, really nice. I like this box a lot. What's the really cool thing about the exclusives? I know a lot of people like to display their figures. Some of them like sideways like this, and the art looks really good. And the exclusives always really, really stand out. You have this really cool, what I'm gonna call mint chocolate chip look. Now I have to assemble all this back up because my big clumsy fingers knocked everything down, but it will give us an opportunity to kind of show off the base a little bit. Like we mentioned, it is a 2-part base, so you have the form, and it's pretty cool on its own. Like if you maybe you were starting to do just like a really, really early power up, you know, to where it's not quite peaking, you know, so you have it on the ground behind him, and it's kind of like, oh, it's starting to power up. And then, of course, once he unleashes all of that power, you know, you have to put the topper on there. When is 19 and 20 dropping? It's a fantastic question. Oh, plot twist. Hang on. Jobin has a plot twist. It doesn't go up on P Bandai afterwards. That would be a plot twist, but you know, if you know, you know. So, not saying anything here, but you know, Bandai's got a track record. So hopefully you're at New York Comic Con. With San Diego Comic Con, yeah, it was on Prima Bandai, but if you're at the event, you got it so much earlier. You know, people who are on Prima Bandai, they're not going to get it till March. To where people who got it on the floor at San Diego, you know, they were able to get theirs, you know, right away in July. So much early. As far as when 19 and 20 drops, I do not have the answer to that yet. They were on display. It was kind of like something they kind of put together real last minute for fans of San Diego Comic Con, so they could have some fun reveals and stuff like that. But I don't think a tentative. Sorry. Tamashi Nations was messaging me. I'm like, oh no, did I say something bad? But I didn't. It was to say, have a good stream. We're going to see Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo soon too, right? I would bet you will. I mean, I know when, but yeah, stay tuned. You definitely should be able to get a peek of them in the next month or so. So be excited for that. Let's see. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer Beast Gohan or Orange Piccolo? Orange is my favorite color, so that should answer my questions. So how many more exclusives will be part for this one for SHF Dragon Ball? We will be announcing a couple other exclusives for Tamashi Nations. BROLY is going to be the only Dragon Ball exclusive at the event, but there will be a couple other announcements for other exclusives. And we may also be able to bring some of the other event caravan exclusives, things like the Gundam Universe New Gundam with that cool, kind of metallic box and stuff like that. I believe we may be able to bring that to New York Comic Con as well. But as far as the New York Comic Con proper exclusives, BROLY is the Dragon Ball one, and then we will have some further announcements down the road. Dang it. It's so funny. Every time I see your name, Jobin, I'm like, I got to give them an answer. Last time I checked, they weren't able to give me an answer, but they were supposed to take a picture of the prototype for me. So I will follow up as soon as this is done. This time, I promise. This time, I'll actually do it. Hi, guys. What's the price? It's an amazing looking figure. Steven, hopefully you can put the price up there. I think I know the price. Well, let's find out together. Let's go to TamashiNations.com. Write the jingle for it. It's riveting live content here. At least I'll put on something prettier so you don't have to look at my dumb head. All right. The news. New York Comic Con. I am 18 or older, I promise. Okay, here we go. Coming soon. Of course, it does not say. Event exclusive, BROLY. More event exclusives coming soon. I will have to put it in the chat here. Price has not been announced. I could have just looked at the huge overlay that Steven put up there yet. All right, what else do we got here? Chat might get a surprise if he spills the beans. Yeah. Well, now I know I won't. So thanks, Steven. Steven saved me. Any Metal Build Gundam New York Comic Con exclusives? Nothing to announce yet. But we will be having a separate stream for Gundam at New York Comic Con. There's going to be some very fun activations at the next two New York events since they are back-to-back, both the October New York Comic Con and the November Anime NYC. These look great. What's the timeline on the next set after this? Well, we are going to be unveiling quite a bit in New York Comic Con. So if you are in attendance, make sure to stop by our Dragon Ball booth at New York Comic Con. It's kind of become a staple of New York Comic Con. It's right at that right side entrance. We've been there the last 3 years, or I guess they didn't have one in 2020. We were there in 2019, 2021, and we'll be back this year as well. We're going to have a huge Dragon Ball thing. It's going to be similar to the Marina Terrace in San Diego. It's going to have representation from all of the different Bandai units, and there will be plenty of first reveals there, I promise. So if you're not there, make sure you're following at Tamashi Nations at Bandai Collect. They'll post the pictures as soon as the convention floor opens. But yeah, some really, really cool stuff and stuff I've already seen mentioned in the chat. You will see there. Any chance of Figuarts standard superhero kits? Possibly. I know right now Bandai's mostly focusing on the figures for Tamashii Nations for Dragon Ball, but the Figuarts is also a very popular line for the hobby department. So I would think sometime in the near future, yeah, you would probably be able to see some Dragon Ball Super. Still no love for Vegeta. I'm with you, Darkness. Poor Vegeta. But we haven't unveiled all our exclusives yet. Off topic, but is there a Naruto reveal coming up? Well, New York Comic Con is a big event, so I would expect to hear some more news from Bandai and Naruto at New York Comic Con in October. Is there going to be US exclusive, same as Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken from last New York Comic Con? Yeah, right here, BROLY. Oh, is this going? Yes, I'm sorry. I misread that. Yeah, so this is going to be the New York Comic Con exclusive in the same vein as the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku Kaioken event exclusive. We had to say that a lot. Can you show the accessories of the figure? Yeah, absolutely. Before I knock them over with my silly hands, let's go. Let's see this camera here. So he does have, two faceplates. It's got kind of his yelling and just kind of like his angry face, in fact, his angry eyes. So let's leave those up there. And then he has two sets of hands. He has open hands, and he has kind of I'm gonna get you hands, kind of his judo kind of hands, like I'm gonna grapple with you. Krav Maga, couldn't think of the word. I said judo. And then, of course, the main accessory is going to be the aura effect that comes with the figure. All right. As long as it's... You guys are funny. Yeah, I see a lot of questions asking about ordering it after New York Comic Con. Again, there's nothing to report here. Of course, at San Diego, we did unveil it during our live stream, so make sure to tune into our live streams at New York Comic Con. That will be probably where we will first announce anything like that. Got a Gundam question. Is there an online Gundam Expo planned for this year or just live con events? In probably like 2 or so weeks, we'll have a live stream that will focus on Gundam, and it'll kind of outlay the next couple months of what we have planned for Gundam. So we don't have anything to announce right now as far as a Gundam Online Expo, but all of your questions, thoughts, prayers, and wishes may be granted on that live stream. Still wishing for an adult Chi-Chi figure. Okay. Look, lots of Dragon Ball characters. I'm sure Tamashii Nations and Bandai Hobby, they're gonna rifle through as many of them as they can. So I would not be surprised if we get every single Dragon Ball character you can ever imagine. Like everyone, like Farmer with a Shotgun, all the silly ones that people want. Do you see SHF moving to accessory packs of faces and heads of different uniforms, more animated faces like we see with the third-party scene? It's definitely possible. Sorry about that. If you've been to Target lately, or maybe even Walmart or something, you might have seen some of like the lower price point S.H.Figuarts, kind of like an entry level one. Like we had the Goku, we had Goku Black. Naruto has one right now for Naruto. There's a Frieza. So if that line takes off, quite a bit, because those are lower price point because they have less accessories and stuff. I could see, a situation where they do that, a scenario where they do that in the future. We kind of had that accessory pack where it was like the dinner table for Goku to eat all his food and stuff like that. I could see something like that happening, maybe like I don't know, like a Saiyan battle armor pack or something like that, to where you get a couple different size Saiyan armors or something like that. There's nothing in the pipeline, but that is a fantastic idea, and hopefully Tamashii will listen to that. Is Kid Buu ever going to become a reality? Yeah, I think the same answer for Chi-Chi. There's so many characters in Dragon Ball. I imagine that they'll eventually get to everybody. Need Namek Vegeta. We need all the Vegetas. Badman Vegeta, you name it. We just need Vegetas. The fan base is pushing for a 2.0 future Trunks with removable jacket. Do you guys mind putting that in Tamashii's ear? Absolutely. So we talked to them about future Trunks quite a bit because it's probably one of the most requested items that come up, especially on the 2.0 body. So it's definitely on their radar. So right now with Dragon Ball Super Superhero coming out, that's kind of been the focus on like the main line, with a couple exceptions. But we're seeing a lot of characters come out of that, and of course now that the movie's out and we're not so concerned about spoilers, there were new forms that were in the movie. People, I guess we've already mentioned Beast and Orange Piccolo, so sorry for the spoiler if you haven't seen the movie. So we still have to get through some of those, but it's kind of this balancing act of putting out the new stuff while also servicing like some of these back characters that need to get done. And they have done fan polls in the past, and there are characters off of that list that have won fan polls that definitely they want to get into production and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Dragon Ball is not going anywhere. The box, I believe, just says event exclusive. Yeah, exclusive edition. So it does not say New York Comic Con. It just says event exclusive. Right. Sorry, backwards here. Right there. We need a Vegeta exclusive. Yeah, I don't think we've had a Vegeta exclusive since the one kind of like anime colored, like where he was all the different colors from the one episode where he was kind of miscolored. I think that was the last time we got a Vegeta exclusive. Not counting, of course, Vegito and Gogeta and stuff like that, because that's half Vegeta. Not even a whole Vegeta. Should we expect 19 and 20 to be announced soon, since they were shown at the Tamashii Facebook during San Diego Comic-Con? Yeah, I would imagine that you'll probably get additional looks at New York Comic-Con, and then hopefully we'll have information at that point on pricing, release, and availability. Any hints you can give about the future figures? Oh man, no, they'll murder me. But there are, as someone who, I love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is the anime that I watch with my younger son, so it's kind of special in our household. So as someone who loves Dragon Ball, I can tell you that there are going to be some very exciting reveals coming up, both at New York Comic Con and slightly after, for both general releases and for Premium Bandai. So there are going to be some really, really cool reveals coming from someone who loves Dragon Ball. 20-inch tall Piccolo confirmed. Would you want a 20-inch tall orange Piccolo? Since he just kind of forgot his forgot he had that power. That was my favorite line in the movie. He's like, hey, can you get really big like you did that one time when you fought Goku? He's like, oh, I forgot I could do that. Will Cell Max be made an oversized figure like Purunga and Grade 8 Vegeta? Grade 8 Vegeta sold really, really well. It's a very popular figure. Purunga is kind of the next in that line. So I think that they're still in the process of experimenting both with oversized figures, with accessories, like we mentioned, like the kitchen set or the dining room set, as well as like Bulma's motorcycle. And so all of those have done really, really well. So I think they're open to the idea of expanding the line into something bigger. The problem when you get to like the oversized figures is they have problems with shelf space and stuff like that. But it's definitely something that is on their radar. Is there a limit per person at the event? So we'll be giving out all those details. But yeah, it'll be a 2 per limit, like most of our event exclusives were. So 2 per person per event. So if you and 4 of your buddies come, you can get 10 between the 5 of you. Ox King, Ox King, Ox King. I'd get down on Ox King. Are they seriously thinking about cloth capes yet? We haven't had a long conversation about cloth capes in Dragon Ball. I know they're super excited with how the cloth cape's working on some of the other lines, like Marvel and Saint Seiya, and even Star Wars. I know we don't get Star Wars in America, unfortunately. But I know they're real happy with those capes. So I imagine I wouldn't be surprised if eventually we start seeing them on the Dragon Ball figures, just because they've really kind of knocked out of the park. Like if you have the new Doctor Strange figure, like his cape is just amazing. It's got the wire, but then it's got up and down wire, so you can get anything, and it's got this cool pegs where Doctor Strange can actually hold it, and it's super duper cool. So like mixed media kind of stuff. That's going to be huge going forward. All right, we need Topo. Oh yeah, no Topo. That's another big one. Got the mustache and stuff like that. We just finished the whole Tournament of Power saga on Dragon Ball Super with my son. All right. Sorry about that. I got a hold, please. All right. Any other questions? Oh, okay. Sorry, I got scared. The head of Tamash Nations was messaging me something. He says, I got a problem. I'm like, oh man, was I not supposed to say something in the stream? But it was for a different question. So we're all good. Don't worry. You won't have to replace poor Bandai Dave. If you had to pick a character from GT Heroes Legacy or Dragon Ball Heroes, which would you prefer for a future figure release? I know it's not part of what you had mentioned, but Badman Vegeta is the number one thing on my list of things I would want. If we were going like GT, Omega Shenron's real cool. We just got this Ichiban Show, or maybe it was a Banpresto statue of him. It was enormous. He was super duper cool. Yeah, that'd probably be my answer is Omega Shenron. One of the dragons. Can we see Ego Vegeta anytime soon? Yeah, a lot. The Tamashi hasn't really done a lot as far as just manga exclusives. Usually they wait until it comes out in the show. But I imagine we can't be too far off from the Moro arc. It's been complete. It's been concluded. I have to imagine that eventually Dragon Ball Super will return, and when that happens, I imagine Ultra Ego will be one of the first figures released, just because they love to do the new forms. Goten and Trunks are the only main cast characters not in the line. Any plans? Absolutely. I know, like I said, Future Trunks is probably the most requested of our upcoming figures. So I know the Future Trunks is something I'm looking for, but I know Young Trunks and Young Goten, they loved, the original ones that came with the little ghosts and everything like that. Like I saw someone on Instagram posted a picture of their Gotenks and just had like a million ghosts around him. It was the coolest thing I'd seen. Just tell us everything and turn off your email for a month, Dave. They'll forget about it after a while. Yeah. No. Yeah, you have much better luck if you find me or Justin on like the floor at a convention. You have much more luck getting some juicy tidbits out of us, and we usually have prizes to give you guys. All right, would you consider other movie characters like Geneva? Yeah, absolutely. I think another character would be like Jocko. Jocko would be a cool figure and stuff like that. But if you were at San Diego Comic-Con or you saw the pictures from it, in the S.H. figure case for the new Dragon Ball Super movies figures, they had Carmine and they had Magento in there. So I would not be surprised if we see some of them coming forward. But I like the suggestion to just let you know everything and just turn my email off for a month. Grand Zeno. Yeah, that'd be fun. Pecan. Okay. For you fans of Pecan. Yeah, Grand Zeno would be fun. There's someone that works with us named Megan. She's a huge Dragon Ball and Naruto fan, and she's got this enormous plush Zeno, and you can't help but just want to like hug it. All right, I'm like, hey Juan, you missed it all. You missed all the secrets. Now you got to watch the replay. I already hope. Oh, where you go. Can't wait for more androids like 13, 14, and 15. Yeah. Those androids are got to complete. And those are the ones that saved me because we used to play a game like how many Dragon Ball characters you name in like 30 seconds. And as soon as you remember to say the androids, you got like 10 right off the bat. So it's super easy. I really hope they get their scaling for Goten and Kid Trunks correctly. They're getting better at smaller characters, articulation scale, but not quite there. Yeah, the smaller you get, the harder it is. That's why when Birder and Goldo came out, Goldo was kind of like a static figure. I know a lot of people were upset about that, but Krillin is a good example of kind of like a smaller figure that we've recently put out that got really good, and the Gohan figures are pretty good as well. So yeah, they're getting there. Just once they get small, they got small parts. Oh, that'd be a good one, Majub. Nothing to announce. That's like the name of the stream here. Do you think we'll see Figuarts Cell Max? Possibly. I mean, if you've seen the movie, he doesn't appear for a ton of. I don't know if Cell's male or female. They don't appear for very much time on screen, but it's an important time, during which we see 2 new transformations and the whole team come together, and then of course the death of one of the characters in that scene. So it's an important scene. That's what they tell me. Namek Saga Gohan still come out this month. The ports are definitely better. Actually, I have a friend whose son plays water polo with my son, and he works in the docks in the ports of Long Beach, and he says that things are getting much better. So we should be able to be a lot closer, if not actually start hitting some of our release windows. If you don't get it by the end of this month, it probably would be really early in the next month. And is there a limit? Yeah. So when you're there, it'll be a limit 2 per person. I knew someone was going to ask that, Gary. I meant to bring my my BROLY from home. I actually had pulled him off my shelf and I put it aside because when we used to be in our Anaheim office, we had our warehouse, we had this huge storeroom and everything like that. So we basically had access to like every figure we ever made, so we could like pull them and bring them over, or we'd have like the samples we put at trade shows. So it was really easy to pick and pull things. But since we moved to our new giant office in Irvine, where we merged with entertainment and toys and arts and everybody, we're just building that back up, and so we haven't moved over a lot of our samples yet. So unfortunately, I don't have it. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to take this figure home with me, and I'll take a picture with it next to my BROLY. I think I have the full armored BROLY. I think it's the one I have. So if you follow at Tamashii Nations or at Bandai Collector, at Bandai Dave, we'll shout out there. We'll make sure to throw that up so you can see the side-by-side comparison. Will there be any more new figure reveals before the year ends? There will be a lot. Whether you're a fan of Dragon Ball or Marvel, Saint Seiya, any of the Figuarts brands, Ultraman, there's going to be some really cool reveals coming forward, Kamen Rider and things like that. So before the year ends, yeah, there'll be a ton of new reveals. There'll be a lot at New York Comic Con, and there'll be more even after. Tamashii Nations has their big event in November, Tamashii Features. It's it's an event in Japan. So everything you see, we're not going to get, but you know the lines that we carry, so you'll be able to tell, oh, we're probably going to get this or that. More Frieza, please. All right, I don't hate that. We just unveiled the Form 2, second Form Frieza. What figure do you think is the last figure with a Namek Dragon Ball? Vegeta, Freezer, second form, other. Well, I know the answer, so I can't play this game, but I would love to hear the comments in the chat what they thought. Yeah, I agree, Jobin. I don't see what the problem is. We might just have to knit really small pink shirts that say Badman on the back and put it on our own figures. So if any customizer out there wants to make a small Vegeta shirt to put on like one of our Vegetas. How about scale B ba? How about a scale ba to pair with BROLY? Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty big. we got the skirt. Yeah, a lot of Black Frieza comments here. Everyone wants Black Frieza. Unfortunate name. Give us a hint for the last name's character. Give us a hint for the last name's character. I don't know. We need Saiyan Saga Top Krillin, maybe with a hat accessory for the Namek Saga A. If I was going to get a different kind of Krillin, I'd love like police officer Krillin, where he's got his like helmet on and stuff like that, where it's just best cop in the world, just patrolling the streets and stuff like that. That would be the Krillin I would want, because we have Strongest Man Earth Krillin that came out last year, or maybe the year before. Yeah, last year. We have Kid Krillin, so we have a couple Krillins, but definitely need a little more love. It's Steven Wan. Future Trunks 3.0, Future Gohan, hello Steven, Vegeta in a maid outfit to serve Beerus. What? I don't like the sound of that at all. Vegeta is a proud Saiyan from the planet Vegeta. It's Vegeta shirts. Yeah, let's make this. Someone has got to be able to make Vegeta shirts. King Vegeta, 100% last Namek Dragon Ball. Well, there you go. Jobin called it. Kamen Rider Gaim revisit. Whatever happened to the Tournament of Power Roshi that was revealed? Also, Cell Saga, Vegeta, and Yamcha. When I don't know if I know which Tournament of Power Roshi was revealed. Was it like when you got all ripped up and strong and stuff like that? If so, yeah, I have not heard anything new on him yet. But Roshi's one of those characters that's got a real passionate fan base. We'll just say it that way. Base form BROLY. Yeah, I could see that. We have, I don't know, it was Full Armored BROLY or one of the other ones had the black hair one. Had the black hair you could put on. We also need a Krillin with hair. Yeah, if you had the cop one, you could do like a twofer, like a head swap. One could be with hair, one could be with a helmet, or maybe you could take the helmet off and the hair's underneath. Even better. A lot of Figuarts collector members in chat. Well, hi everybody. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I know I enjoy. There's a couple Facebook groups and a couple groups that we frequent quite a bit to kind of gauge, like people like what we're doing, people not like what we're doing, and there's a couple Figuarts collectors groups on Facebook that we definitely go to. It's super well moderated, and they're nice to me. It's like some are like, why is this guy answering my question? And I don't care what he has to say, and then other people are like, oh yeah, he works for them. Ultra Instinct Yamcha, oof, that guy. As a lover of Vegeta, that means I have to hate Yamcha, right? Although the Toriyama gave input to Frieza's pod, is he involved with a line at all? Maybe a Toriyama original character figure, Justice or Tarble. So his involvement. So there's like a conglomerate of people with interest in Dragon Ball. We make the toys for Dragon Ball. Then we have like Toei and Shueisha, who are the license holders and stuff like that. And while Toriyama's not like going through all the figures and saying yes, yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. He is, part of a council that oversees, the future of Dragon Ball. Ooh, yeah, Universe 11 figures. I was just talking about when I was watching it with my son recently. Dispo would be really cool, and of course Top. Yeah, I love Top. The Destructor. We need a Bandai Day Figuarts. I actually have an action figure. My buddy Randy, when we used to make films up in the old Hollywood there. We made one movie, and he made action figures for every single person in the movie, and then he made action figures for me, and he made action figures for Justin. Justin has an action figure from that movie too, and then a figure of himself. And so it's I was the director of the film, so it's me in my little director outfit going like, hey, nobody gift that. We have Goku, Gohan, and Jiren battle damage. It's time to see a Vegeta battle damage. I love all this Vegeta talk in the chat. See what happens when Justin's not here being like, no one likes Vegeta, dude. It's just you. It's all Vegeta chat all the time. So, yes, more Vegeta is needed and necessary. With the Frieza, I can see King Cold coming. Absolutely. That'd be another cool figure to have the kind of the Frankenstein Frieza after the Namek saga, where it's just all like pieces. I know he didn't appear for long, but that would be a cool thing. Yeah, same thing with Universe 6 figures should be cool. I would love to get the other Saiyans. Yes, but I need one to be fighting Vegeta. Justin, who? Exactly. Top was super hard to make. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a while until they make him. I'm hoping that, Top and Jiren and all of those Universe 11 people, hopefully they'll come back some point. They have planned it off for the other universes, so it'd be cool to see them make some kind of appearance. A new event exclusive, new hair sculpt, Majin Vegeta next year? ? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know next year's exclusives yet. I have thoughts on them, but I don't know what's made the list yet. Mecha Frieza. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Adnan, there's been a couple people asking for that. Cooler third form, please. We haven't even done all the Frieza forms yet. We've got to finish those. Now we have 1 and 2, and then of course 4 and Golden Frieza. So now what we're missing is, third form, Xenomorph form. How many Dragon Ball Figuarts do I own? I mean, I'm nowhere near in the realm of some of these collectors who are able to just go and get everything. So I came to the line a little bit late. I started in Bandai, about 4 years ago, and so that's really when I started to get into the line. So I missed the first 5 or 6 years of the line. So I probably have like 40 or 50 of the figures. So I have a decent collection. I have enough to know what I like, but I don't have everything. I have, with the exception of a couple of very ridiculously expensive aftermarket buys for Vegeta, I have all the Vegetas though. Why BROLY and not another character? We like to cycle through characters. We had San Diego, we had Goku and Android 16. Boo and Shenron. Before that, New York Comic Con, it was a Goku. Before that, San Diego, it was Android 17 and 18, as well as Goku. So Goku appears a lot because he's an important and main character. But we haven't done a BROLY exclusive since I think 2018. So it's been I think it was San Diego Comic Con 2018. So it'll be 4.5 years since we last did a BROLY exclusive. And of course, BROLY is a very popular character. 1 year's of an exclusive should be a fan vote. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll do an informal fan vote at New York Comic Con this year. We'll start a poll and we'll see what everyone thinks, and then we can move it up the chain. I'm interested to see what people, if they could name any character they'd want to see made into a figure art. I'm very curious what people would say. Because for example, like Gundam, when you ask them that, everyone wants the Tequila Gundam. Everyone wants, the Gundam with the sombrero. So I'm curious what the Tequila Gundam is for Dragon Ball. Maybe it's Batman Vegeta. Maybe I'm part of that crowd. What was your first figure art? My first figure art I got when I started here. That is a fantastic. So when I first started, it was so I started in January, and that first year San Diego Comic Con was when we had Goku Rosé with Goku Black with the nice little effect part behind it, Golden Frieza Ultimate Gohan. There was one other one. Why am I blanking on this? Doesn't matter. When I first started, like a month after I started, is when we got the prototypes for the S.H.Figuarts exclusives. So my first figure art I think I actually got that I paid my money for was Master Roshi, and just because I'd gotten a couple other ones just from working at Bandai, and I didn't have a Master Roshi, and I just started watching him and I wanted him. So there you go. First figure art I actually bought with my own money was Master Roshi. Are there going to be any other exclusives for New York Comic Con, or is the BROLY it for this year? There will be other exclusives. Tamashii Nation will be announcing exclusives before the event. If you follow at Tamashii Nations or at Bandai Collect, you'll be able to see them as soon as they're published. Or if you're frequent TamashINations.com, they have a dedicated page for New York Comic Con right now. If you just want to visit that each day, it'll have any kind of updated information on the figure. Dr. Giro does not have a release date now, not yet. What is the deciding factor? So I'm sure there's many criteria that go into determining what the exclusive is going to be. Of course, it has to be a character that people are interested in. A lot of times what they've been doing recently with the exclusives is because, like I mentioned earlier, the Dragon Ball S.H. Figuart line has been going on for so long. It's over 10 years old now. That there are figures from the beginning of the line that are just prohibitively expensive. If you miss them the first time around, you have to go back through and pay those outrageous aftermarket prices, scalpers and eBay and stuff like that. I guess if they're old figures, they're not scalpers. Scalpers are people who buy like current product and don't raise the price. People who sell stuff on the aftermarket, that's a whole different issue. But that's neither here nor there. So a lot of times with a lot of the exclusives, like we saw with San Diego with like Android 16, with Boo, and with Shenron specifically, those are all characters that we're going for quite a bit in the aftermarket. And while that's not the primary focus, we're all fans of Dragon Ball. We're all fans of figures. We're all fans of collecting. I missed Android 16, and I can't pay. I don't want to pay the $300 or $400 he's going for on an aftermarket. So I was able to get it, for the $65 at San Diego. And I clearly wasn't alone because Android 16 sold like crazy. Like obviously Goku is always going to be the best seller because he's Goku. But we were very, very thrilled and kind of surprised at how well Android 16 sold out. How Android 16 sold. The Shenron and the Boo also sold really, really well as well. But I think we were expecting 16 to maybe not sell as much, and it just kind of blew out of the water. And I think the character's important. He's got an important part in Gohan's arc in Dragon Ball Z. He's a good android kind of from jump, to where 17 and 18 kind of have to learn to be good people afterwards, to where 16 is always kind of that good character. And the fact that he hadn't been out in a while, so people really loved it. I don't know if I yammered on enough on that answer. You think so? All right. Well, I guess we'll have to do it and we'll find out. Kid Goku and Kid Krillin in their snappy tournament suits. Ooh, I like that. I have a Kid Krillin. Super Saiyans. There we go. Done. But will they be like the size of an ant, or are we going to blow it up? Ooh, Hunter x Hunter X Figuarts line. Yeah, that would be incredible. So, Figuarts is always expanding the line to different series and stuff like that. So I have to imagine that that's something they'll definitely try to explore down the road. My first HASF was BROLY, and I bought 4 of them. There you go. That was a good one too. That was one of the first ones that came out when I started working too. Was the first BROLY. Super excited. Going to keep all notifications on and keep an eye on the website. Thanks, Dan. See what you did there. We need Kid Goten and Trunks. All right, I agree. I ain't even mad. My first was newer Vegeta Saiyan armor and Goku Blue at the warehouse sale. Are those done now that you guys moved to Irvine? No, they're definitely not done. Obviously the COVID of it all, kind of forced us to stop doing those. They were usually done around, like the December time. But they're definitely not done. We don't have any plans right now for one, but it's something that we would love to do in the future just because we really like interacting with our fans and people who love the product and stuff like that. And it was a great way for us to have items that were damaged or boxes that were damaged in our warehouse. There was nothing wrong with the figure. And if you're someone that's just going to open the box or if you're going to just build the model and toss the box, it was a great way to get some model kits for really cheap. I remember we had a bunch of, the 7 Swords Perfect Grade. And it was something that's like there was like rain damage or something. And rather than rebox 100 of them, they sold for next to nothing at the warehouse sale. So there were a lot of happy people that day. Are there plans on P Bandai / Bandai Namco having shipping to Canada? I can't understand why shipping isn't available for us if we're willing to pay the shipping. Yeah, so this is a regular conversation with not only Tamashii but also with places like Hobby and previously Storm when we used to distribute Storm. And yeah, so it becomes like a licensing issue. So luckily for Gundam, we have a company called Plawmod, or we don't have. There is a company called Plawmod in Canada that can distribute Gundam. However, Premium Bandai does not currently have the license to go there, but I know they are looking to possibly, maybe expand Premium Bandai in the future. So we are not ignoring our neighbors to the north. We were actually just there a couple weeks ago for Fan Expo Toronto, had a blast. But I know that it's hard to get the exclusives in Canada. Previously the Storm exclusives and now the Figuarts exclusive. So we're working on it. More OG Dragon Ball. Yes. More OG Dragon Ball for sure. Piccolo phone accessory. Yes. Where he's like holding it like this. And that's how I answer my phone now. Just like Piccolo. Get you the nice little case that he's using and everything. Let's see here. Any chance of seeing? Hey, we were just talking about him. Seems like the movie characters are starting to get more love finally. Yeah, I no plans yet that I can announce, but it sounds like he's the de facto winner of the unofficial fan poll for which character would you like to see made. Same thing with Nail. Seen a lot of Nail action too. Sentinel Power Rangers. Dope. Yeah, we love Power Rangers. But yeah, I think we've pretty much gone through all the comments and have wasted enough of all of your time just yammering on. But yeah, just to recap, so the Super Saiyan BROLY event exclusive edition will be at New York Comic Con. Follow at Tamashii Nations and at Bandai Collect. We'll update you when we get the final pricing on it, as well as how to score yours on your own. There is no announcement to be made on Premium Bandai. I know that was probably the most asked question. I think the little ticker helped a little bit. But if there is ever an announcement to be made, it will be made on those 2 platforms. Or if you remember during San Diego Comic-Con, we had a special stream for it. So if you see any kind of streams at New York Comic-Con, definitely check them out, and we'd love to chat with you. If you're at New York Comic-Con, me, Justin, Steven, AJ, the whole crew is going to be there. So make sure if you find us, hunt us out, take a picture with us. We usually got little goodies hid behind somewhere, so it never hurts to ask, and we love to interact with you guys. So everyone have a fantastic rest of your day, and thanks for joining us. If you're excited about the BROLY, make sure to let us know in the comments, and just say what other exclusive you'd like to see at New York Comic Con and beyond. So if you could have anybody, who would it be? Let us know. And so thank you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.